Okay, this video is gonna be kind of weird for a lot of people. I don't know if it's gonna do that well, but I've been wanting to do a video talking about this specific wheelchair that I own that I've had for probably about 6 or 5 years now. And I just want to talk about how much it's changed, how I get around to do things outside the house and stuff like that. So hopefully you guys will enjoy this video. Anyway, let's get into this and talk about this wheelchair that I've had for a while. And it's not the one I'm currently in. It's currently outside in my wife's car. But there is video of it that you guys can go check out. I'll link it at the end of the video. But let's get into it. So I believe it was 2018. I believe it was the first time we went to too many games, and we were gonna go, and we were gonna take the wheelchair van at the time, but it was being stupid again. So we were like, well, I need a way for me to like get around while my wife's asleep and stuff. So I was looking around, and a couple months back, I had seen online a couple of a couple of different companies were doing these foldable electric wheelchairs that fold up like a manual wheelchair, but they're basically an electric wheelchair. You basically unplug the battery, you put it in your car or whatever. We stored in here because it's not a good idea to have the batteries like outside exposed to the elements. So I have her store them in the house. If I know it's gonna get like super warm or super cold, but you store them wherever, and then you can basically just leave it in your trunk. And we have an SUV, so it's more made for like bigger, a little bit bigger size cars. I think it would fit inside a smaller size car, but it's easier for my wife to like lift it up and put it in like a bigger size trunk because there's more room to like put it. But anyway, so I was looking around and I saw this thing by this company called Easy Light Cruiser, and I was like, well, I could talk to my parents about getting this thing. And this was way after the GoFundMe stuff, like after all the hype had died down almost and all that stuff. So I believe we probably used some of the money from that to buy this chair. Probably, if I had to guess, because of how much it was. Um, and the one thing about the chair, I will warn people: if you're looking into buying chairs like this, from the company I bought at least, insurance does not cover any of the cost, so it's all out of pocket. So that is one thing that you will have to be aware of. And same thing with normal chairs too. Like insurance doesn't cover everything. At least my insurance never did. But just know that it's it's not cheap to get this chair that I'm talking about. But if 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 the person you're getting it for, or if you need it for like outside use or going on trips, planes, stuff like that, and you want something that's compact and easy to like deal with and carry around to take on trips and things, it's definitely worth the money. I'll get into some of the cons of it in a second, but it has really changed the way that I get around and go to conventions and just do daily things outside the house when I leave the house, like go to the flea market, go out to eat, things like that. It just makes it a whole lot easier. We don't have to deal with the wheelchair ramp of the van breaking down, anything other than that with the van breaking down, anything like that. We don't have to deal with that anymore. Sure, we have to deal with like normal car stuff, but like it's not a big pain in the ass like the wheelchair van was, because even after that thing got fixed, no, it was like maybe a year. We got like a good year and a half out of it before it started breaking down again. And it wasn't a fault of the guy that fixed it or the company that the guy worked for that fixed it. The problem with that van was A, it was old, and B, it was a converted van. It wasn't built to be a wheelchair van. That's the major difference with vans of like today. I'm not poo-pooing wheelchair vans. Some people do need them. Like some people that actually need like big bulky chairs that have like screens attached to them, oxygen tanks, oxygen masks, whatever. Some people need stuff like that. Me, I don't. So for my situation, the Easy Light Cruiser, and there's multiple different companies out there that do foldable power chairs, and they run around 3,000 to like $3,500. Here, let me look up the pricing. It might have changed. Let me look up the pricing of the one I have. Hold on. Okay, I know this isn't perfect, but I'm gonna show you guys like what the pricing is on some of this stuff. I can't really remember which model of it I have. I think it's the standard one, but I'm not sure. But you can see the pricing, and they are on sale. Like they're doing a sale right now. Like if I click on one, you'll see that they are on sale for I didn't do this one. I know I didn't do that. But you can see it's on sale right now. So and you can pay monthly payments too. It doesn't have to be like all at once. But you do also have to buy batteries as well. So if I can have it go back to the batteries. Yeah, like you can buy cup holders. There's the batteries. Now my battery looks different because I bought them when they basically launched. So they look a little different. But there's different batteries. There's ones that are made for like playing usage, and then the ones that aren't. I'm trying to get it to, it's not wanting to properly go to the right thing because OBS doesn't want to cooperate with me here. But yeah, you can just see the different kind of stuff you can. Oh yeah, here's the higher capacity one. Um, this is the one that's not plain safe. The other one I just showed you was. But yeah, there you go. You can kind of see like all the stuff you can kind of buy with them and stuff. And like I said, yes, they are fairly expensive, but it's honestly changed my life how I get around. And if these didn't exist, it would still be a pain in the ass for me to get around because we would have had to have gotten a new wheelchair van at this point. And these have saved my family a ton of money. Now, into the pros and cons. First, the pros. The pros are it's nice and compact. It folds up. The batteries last pretty long. It handles pretty well for the most part. If it's not at high speed, it handles pretty well. So on high speed, it doesn't handle as well, but if it's like midway up, it handles okay. But anything faster than that, it's really jerky, and that'll lead me into the. And the other pro is it's fairly affordable compared to like other options out there, I guess. Now the cons are it's it's not the most like sturdily built thing ever. Like It's got a nicely built frame to it, but it's very jerky when you drive at full speed. Um, it it is not designed to go down like heavy terrain stuff like snow, steep hills, stuff like that. It's not designed for stuff like that. So you will probably want to be very careful with things like that. If you're going to do that, I would go with a chair like this, something that's more designed for more rugged type. Um, I don't even want to say rugged, just more like outdoorsy type things because you will need something like that. And another con is that the armrest and everything just has kind of seemed to just like fall apart. Like it's very cheaply built, and that's not necessarily like saying don't buy it, but know what you're getting into when you buy these things. It's not gonna be like a replacement for something like this. Like if you're used to a chair like this, and you have a way to, and you have like a wheelchair van or whatever, you don't really need an easy like cruiser or whatever else uh, company you might go with. But the option is there for you if you do want to do that. And I'm glad we did. Like I said, there are pros and cons to it. I've gotten used to it. And one small con, I will say, buying it like when they were first launched, one of the batteries, I didn't know this, really doesn't hold a charge very well. So if you find like a startup company or a company that's only been around for like a month or two and they're just now producing them or whatever, be very careful with buying into stuff like this because the quality control might be a little bit like sketchy because not even a week after I had it, like that battery would only last like maybe like a few days of like normal use. And I honestly forgot about telling them when we first bought it. If I would have, they probably would have exchanged it. But I actually have one of the batteries. Hold on, let me see if I can grab it real quick. So here's what the old batteries look like. So like you can see like the exposed wire and stuff like that, and it has like the specs of it written on the front. I'm gonna try to move these wires so you guys can see. Kind of. Sorry guys, this is kind of heavy to do one-handed. These weigh like I don't know, like they weigh like 15, 20 pounds each. I think. I don't know if this is the bad battery or not. I don't. We wrote bad battery on the one, so I don't see it written on here. So I think this was the good battery. But yeah, you can see this plug. This is where you plug it in to the chair itself. You plug this part in, and this part is to charge it with the charger. Which, like I said, they do. It does last. This one at least lasts a good long while. The other one I at least get like a couple of days out of if I use it. And one thing I did forget to mention, you can daisy chain these the batteries together to run on like two batteries instead of one. But I don't see a point to do that. I just use them like if one dies, we just carry the other one with us because that just makes the chair heavier. So that's why we only have one at a time. Because if it does die and or I don't feel like driving around, you can just put it in push me around. Which a lot of time at conventions, to be honest with you guys, I have her push me if there's like a big crowd of people because I just don't feel comfortable just trying to squeeze through people and running into people. Hell, I'm not even kidding. At too many games, a couple weeks ago or a few weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago, almost at this point. I almost unknowingly ran into RGT85. I didn't even realize it was him at the time because it was in the dark room of the arcade place that they had set up. But he was wearing like a basketball jersey, and when I saw him at the meet and greet, I was like, "Oh, he's the guy I was ran into." So I almost killed RGT85. Um, not really, but yeah, but I wanted to do a video on this on that chair for like a long time. And I will warn you guys, the Too Many Games video where we talk about the chair, we were still very new to the chair. So if you guys do want to see like a proper way to like fold it up and put it in the car and stuff like that, there are tutorial videos on the website. Or I can even have my wife show you guys on like a video because we will be going to another convention in about a week. So if you guys want to see like a video of it there, we can do it there while we're out because that's usually when I use the chair. I do use the chair in the house when I'm charging this chair. This chair is the chair I used to take out places when I had the wheelchair van. This is my house chair. That's what I call this chair now. I call this one my house chair and the other one my outside chair. So that's how I differentiate them. I wish I could still take this one out because this one handles way better, and I do like the speed of it. Because I will say this much: the Easy Light Cruiser and probably the other brands as well, they're not going to be as fast as like the more rugged type chairs. So if you're wanting to like keep up with people that are running or something like that, future Kevin here. I forgot to mention one funny story about the Easy Light Cruiser chair that happened fairly recently when I was at a convention. It was about was it a year ago or 2 years ago? I don't remember, but it was funny. Um, and by the way, I have no affiliation with this person. I don't even like wrestling or anything like that. So I wasn't like super keen on going up to like a wrestler and like chatting with them. Um, but I'm sure if I have wrestling fans on my channel, you guys are familiar with Lex Luger. Um, one convention I saw him at, I was by myself, and my wife was like off doing other stuff by herself. And all of a sudden, I was just like riding around and looking around, and all of a sudden, like I passed Lex Luger, and he goes like this. He motions me over, and I'm like, um, I just went like this because I was like nervous and scared. I was like, why does the wrestler want me to come over to him? So I never did. And I felt stupid in hindsight now because I think the next like either a couple months later or like a year later, he was at another con again that we were at, and my wife was with me this time, and she was like, "Hey, that guy's motioning you over," and I'm like, dude, do you know who that dude is? She's like, no, who? I'm like, that's a wrestler. It's Lex Luger. And she's like, well, let's go see what he wants. I'm like, all right, I don't really want to talk to Lex Luger, but okay. So like, he was like, hey man, and he's like, where'd you get that chair? It looks pretty cool. He's like, cause I'm looking into getting something like that, cause it's getting hard for me to like walk around, and I need a chair kind of like that. So he's like, where'd you get it from? And then my wife was like, we gave him all the information. And I was like, hey man, I saw you like about a year ago, and you motioned me. I felt bad. I didn't come talk to you because if that's what you wanted to talk about, I could have told you about it. Then he's like, no man, I get it. Like a guy you're not familiar with just motions you over, you kind of get freaked out. He's a super nice guy. I just felt really bad about it, but it's a funny story. And I don't know if he ever wound up getting one, but every time we saw him at other conventions, we've seen him like one other time. Every time he sees us, he always waves at us. So he probably remembers me, which is weird because, like I said, I have no affiliation with wrestling or even care about wrestling at all. So this is a funny little story, but back to the end of the video. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's not really the most interesting video in the world, but I've been wanting to do a video on it for the past like few years. I just never really did it because it didn't really fit with my handle game fan persona. But now with Rolling with Kevin, I think it fits way better than it would have on my old moniker. So thank you guys for rolling with me today, and this has been Rolling with Kevin, and I am rolling out. Peace. And sorry for the background. I didn't blur it because I wanted to show you guys the battery properly, so that's why. I apologize, but anyway, that'll do it for me. Peace. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, click the bell button for all notifications so you get notified when I upload new videos, go live, post on the community page, all that good stuff. Shout outs to all my Patreon supporters: Matt Y99, Reaper7734, Titled Cal, AJ Gottawa, Oliver Frederick, Zual Atfi, It's Me, Charlize, Joe, William Swift, Jeff 17, Charlie McKeon, Reverse Security, Zoo Hall, Freeliam, Just Drew, Ari Munson, HHG Fan, George McConnell, Elliot Scott, Benjamin Tellen, Magdalene Massaro, Vic Gomez, Freddie Ladd, Lee Fernay, and TJ Johnson. And I almost forgot about my newest one, Simon Lim Rossman. If I pronounced it wrong, I apologize, but thank you all for supporting me. It really does help out the channel a lot. Thank you to everyone whose name was scrolling across the screen for this screen. Thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. Don't forget to also follow me on Facebook and X as well if you want updates on what I'm doing, what I'm working on. If you want updates on when I upload videos, X is the best place to go for that because I always tweet out when I do new videos. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and I am rolling out.